The forced wedding. The great hall of the dragon empire burned with silent fire. Tall black pillars rose to the ceiling, carved with ancient runes that glowed red like living veins. Flames floated in the air without smoke, lighting the hall in a deep orange glow. Hundreds of dragons stood in human form, watching without emotion. At the center of the hall stood the dragon bride. Golden chains of magic wrapped tightly around her wrists and ankles. The chains were warm, alive, and impossible to break. Her long crimson hair fell over her shoulders, and her eyes burned with quiet anger. She stood straight, proud, but inside, her heart was shaking. This was not her choice. Across from her, on a stone altar, lay a human male. He was unconscious. His body was covered in old wounds. His clothes were torn and stained with dry blood. He looked weak, fragile, and small compared to the dragons around him. His chest rose slowly, showing he was still alive, but barely. The dragon bride looked at him with disbelief. This is the one, she thought. This human. An elder dragon stepped forward. His eyes were cold, his voice heavy with power. The prophecy is clear, the elder said. To stop the coming destruction, the bride must bind her soul to a human from the battlefield. The ritual must be completed before the next flame cycle. A low murmur moved through the hall. The dragon bride clenched her fists. The chains tightened, burning her skin. I will not, she said calmly, though her voice shook. I will not be bound to a human who cannot even stand. The elder's eyes narrowed. Dragon law does not bend to desire, he replied. This human was chosen by fate. Chosen by fate. The human did not move. He did not hear the words spoken over his life. He did not know he was about to be married to a dragon princess while lying between life and death. Two guards dragged the altar closer. The dragon bride's breath grew heavy. Dragons were beings of pride, fire, and freedom. Marriage was sacred. It was meant to be a union of strength and choice. This was neither. She looked at the human's face. He was young. His expression was calm, as if he were dreaming. There was no fear on him, no pain, just silence. For a moment, something strange happened. She felt it, a small pull in her chest. She quickly pushed the feeling away. This is wrong, she told herself. He is nothing to me. The ritual circle lit up beneath them. Ancient symbols flared to life, spinning slowly around the altar. The heat in the hall increased. The flames in the air began to move, as if watching. The elder raised his staff. Begin. The chains pulled the dragon bride forward. No matter how strong she was, the magic was stronger. Step by step, she was forced closer to the human. She stood beside him now, close enough to hear his breathing, close enough to see the scars on his skin, old burns, deep cuts, signs of war. This human had suffered more than she expected. She looked away. I did not accept this bond, she said. The elder ignored her. By dragon law and ancient fire, he began, the bride shall seal the bond with a kiss. Soul to soul, flame to flesh. The hall fell silent. The dragon bride's heart raced. A kiss was not just a kiss in dragon ritual. It was a transfer of essence. Power. Fate. She leaned closer, fighting the chains with every step. Her lips hovered above the human's. This ends now, she whispered. Then the chains forced her down. Her lips touched his. At first, nothing happened. Then, the ritual circle shattered. White fire exploded through the hall, brighter than any dragon flame. The runes screamed and cracked. The chains snapped apart like glass. The dragon bride was thrown backward. The human's body arched violently. His heart began to beat fast, too fast. His chest glowed with light, and strange markings burned into his skin. The flames in the hall turned white. The elder dragons stepped back in fear. This is impossible, one whispered. The dragon bride stared in shock. The human's eyes opened. They glowed like burning stars. The elder lowered his staff with trembling hands. This human, he said slowly, fear filling his voice, should not be alive. The hall shook again, and somewhere deep within the human's chest, something ancient awakened. The human who should not exist. The hall was no longer silent. Cracks spread across the ancient floor as the white flames slowly faded. The ritual circle lay broken, its symbols burned into the stone like scars. Elder dragons stood frozen, their faces filled with fear instead of pride. At the center of it all lay the human. His body no longer looked weak. His chest rose and fell with strong, steady breaths. The deep wounds on his skin were closing, slowly but clearly. Burn marks faded. Blood dried and vanished. Something unseen was repairing him from the inside. The dragon bride pushed herself up from the ground. Her chains were gone. She stared at her empty wrists in shock. No dragon ritual had ever broken those chains before. Not in thousands of cycles. Her eyes moved back to the human. His eyes were open now. Not fully awake, but watching. Glowing. Not red like dragon fire. Not blue like magic flame. Gold. The elders stepped back again. "This is wrong," one of them whispered. This human was dying. The head elder clenched his staff. His voice was sharp, almost angry, like fear trying to hide. "Bind him," he ordered. "Now!" Dragon guards rushed forward. Heavy magic cuffs formed in their hands, designed to hold even high dragons. The moment they touched the human, the cuff shattered. A wave of invisible force blasted the guards across the hall. Pillars cracked. Flames screamed and scattered. The dragon bride felt it too. A pull. Strong. Deep. Inside her chest. She gasped and fell to one knee, pressing her hand to her heart. "What is this?" she whispered. The bond. It was alive. The human groaned softly. His fingers curled against the stone. He looked confused, his eyes moving slowly, taking in the burning hall, the dragon forms, the broken ritual circle. Fear should have filled him, but didn't. Instead, he felt calm. The dragon bride noticed that, and it scared her more than his power. The human tried to sit up. Every elder shouted at once. "No, do not let him rise. Kill him now." A dragon lunged forward, claws aimed straight for the human's chest. The dragon bride moved without thinking. She stepped between them. Her wings flared wide, blocking the strike. The claws stopped inches from her back. "You dare protect him?" the dragon snarled. She did not turn around. "If you kill him," she said coldly, "you kill me too." The hall went quiet again. The elders understood. The bond was complete. They could feel it now, clear and terrifying. Her life force was tied to the human's. Damage him, and she would burn with him. The human finally pushed himself up to a sitting position. His head hurt. His body felt heavy but strong, stronger than it ever had before. He looked at the dragon bride standing in front of him. Her wings were shaking slightly. "Hey," he said weakly. "Am I dead?" Some dragons gasped. The dragon bride froze. He spoke their language. Perfectly. "That is impossible," an elder whispered. The human blinked. "Why is everyone staring?" His voice was calm, normal, like this was just another strange day. The dragon bride slowly turned to face him. Their eyes met. The bond burned. She felt his confusion, his pain, his memories, flashes of war, smoke, screams, and loneliness. He felt hers. Fire, sky, duty, chains. Both of them staggered back. The human grabbed the edge of the altar, breathing hard. "What did you do to me?" he asked, his voice shaking now. The dragon bride swallowed. "They bound us," she said quietly. "Against our will." The elders raised their staffs again. "This human is a threat," the head elder said. "The prophecy warned us. A soul not meant to carry dragon fire." The human looked at his hands. Faint golden light leaked from his skin, like heat through cracks. "I didn't ask for this," he said. The floor trembled. Flames bent toward him. Every dragon in the hall felt it. This was not borrowed power. It was awakening power. The head elder's voice lowered. "If he lives," he said, "dragon rule will end." The dragon bride spread her wings again. "Then you should have thought of that," she said, before forcing a kiss. The human looked up at her, surprised. "You saved me," he said quietly. She did not answer. High above the hall, the ancient bells of warning began to ring, bells that had not been heard in centuries. The Dragon Empire was on edge, and somewhere deep inside the human's chest, the fire grew stronger. The fire inside the human. The human collapsed. One moment he was sitting upright, golden light leaking from his skin. The next moment his body gave up. He hit the stone floor hard. The flames in the hall went wild. They twisted, bent, and rushed toward him like living things. Dragon guards stumbled back in fear as fire wrapped around the human's body, but did not burn him. Instead, it obeyed. The dragon bride rushed forward and dropped to her knees beside him. "Stop this!" she shouted at the elders. "You are tearing him apart." The head elder's face was pale. Even he had lost control. "This is no longer our ritual," he said slowly. "This is something older." The human's body shook. His teeth clenched. His hands dug into the stone, cracking it. Images filled his mind. Fire, sky, a roar so loud it shattered mountains. He saw dragons falling from the sky, burning, screaming. Then silence. His eyes snapped open. This time, they were not gold. They were pure white. A shockwave exploded from his body. Dragons were thrown into the air like leaves. Pillars snapped. The ceiling cracked open, showing the burning red sky above. The dragon bride was thrown back, but she stayed conscious. She felt the bond stretch, burn, and lock into place. He was dying, not from wounds, from too much power. "Seal him," an elder screamed, "before he destroys us all." The dragon bride stood. Her wings burned at the edges. Her heart pounded with fear, but her voice was steady. "No," she said. "If you touch him, he will explode." The elders hesitated. That pause saved everyone. The human screamed, not in pain, in fear. "I can't stop it," he shouted. "It's inside me, moving, burning." The floor beneath him melted into glowing stone. The dragon bride walked toward him, step by step, ignoring the heat. She could feel his panic through the bond. His mind was breaking under the weight of something that was never meant for a human. She knelt and grabbed his shoulders. "Listen to me," she said firmly. "Breathe." He looked at her like a drowning man. "I don't know how." She placed her forehead against his. The flames froze. The bond pulsed, slow, deep, steady. She poured her own fire into the bond, not as power, but as control. The human's breathing slowed. The white light faded to gold. The hall stopped shaking. Silence returned, thick and terrified. The human collapsed into her arms, unconscious again. Alive. Barely. The dragon bride held him, her arms trembling. The elders stared. That should not have worked. No dragon had ever calmed fire with gentleness. The head elder lowered his staff. "This changes everything," he said quietly. They moved the human to a sealed chamber deep beneath the palace. Walls made of black flame stone, runes layered again and again for safety. The dragon bride was ordered to stay. "You caused this bond," the elders said. "You will contain it." She did not argue. The human lay on the stone bed, breathing slowly. His face looked peaceful now, like a child sleeping after a storm. But his chest still glowed faintly. She sat beside him. For the first time, she truly looked at him, not as a mistake, not as a threat, as a person. Through the bond, she felt his past. A broken home, a battlefield, being left behind. She felt something twist inside her chest. "You should not carry this alone," she whispered. The human stirred. His eyes opened, normal now. He looked at the stone ceiling. "Am I still alive?" he asked softly. "Yes," she answered. He turned his head and saw her sitting there. Silence stretched between them. "They were going to kill me," he said. "Yes." "You stopped them." "Yes." He closed his eyes again. "Then thank you." The bond reacted. Warm, not fire. Something else. The dragon bride stood suddenly. She felt it clearly now. The elders were wrong. This human was not a weapon. He was a trigger. And if the dragon empire pushed him again, they would create something they could never control, far above the sealed chamber. The warning bells rang again. This time, not for danger, for war. The elders' fatal mistake. The sealed chamber was quiet, too quiet. The human lay on the black stone bed, breathing slowly. The glow in his chest was faint now, like dying embers under ash. For the first time since the ritual, the fire inside him slept. The dragon bride did not sleep. She stood near the wall, arms crossed, watching him. Every few moments, she felt the bond pulse, steady, calm, alive. It reminded her that no matter what the elders decided, their lives were tied together. High above them, unseen, the elders were afraid. Fear makes rulers cruel. The head elder slammed his staff against the council floor. This human must be broken, he said. If he learns control, the dragon throne will fall. Another elder hesitated. He has not attacked us. He saved the hall by calming the fire. That is the danger, the head elder snapped. A human who inspires loyalty. The decision was made in silence. They would test him. They would push him. They would see how far the bond could bend before it snapped. And if he died, so be it. Deep beneath the palace, the runes on the chamber walls changed. The dragon bride felt it instantly. Pain exploded in her chest. She gasped and dropped to one knee. The bond screamed. The human's eyes flew open. He sat up, clutching his chest as golden light burst from his skin. "What's happening?" he shouted. The chamber began to shrink. The walls closed in. The air grew heavy and burning hot. This is a trial, the dragon bride realized. They are forcing the bond. The human tried to stand, but collapsed. The fire inside him surged wildly, striking the walls. Runes shattered. Black stone melted. Above them, the elders watched through crystal flames. "More pressure," the head elder ordered. The pain doubled. The dragon bride screamed. So did the human. Their screams echoed together, one voice in two bodies. Suddenly, the human stopped screaming. He stood up slowly. The fire did not control him anymore. He controlled it. Golden light wrapped around his arms like armor. His voice changed, still human, but deeper. "Stop," he said. The chamber froze. The walls stopped moving. The flames froze in midair. The elders stared in horror. He is adapting, one whispered. The dragon bride felt it clearly. The bond had changed. It was no longer dragon above human. It was equal. The human looked around the chamber calmly. "You wanted to see how strong I am," he said. "Now you know." The head elder roared, rage breaking through fear. "Then break him completely." The chamber collapsed. They fell. Stone shattered. Darkness swallowed them. The dragon bride felt weightlessness, then impact. They landed in a forgotten ruin deep below the palace. Ancient symbols covered the walls. Old dragon bones lay scattered across the floor. A place of execution. The human pushed himself up. His clothes were burned away, but his skin was unharmed. Dragon-like markings glowed faintly along his arms and spine. The dragon bride stood beside him. She looked at the ruins and understood. "This is where you kill enemies you fear," she said quietly. The air shifted. Shadows moved. Ancient guardian beasts awakened. Creatures made of bone, flame, and hatred. They rose slowly, their empty eyes locking onto the human. The elders' voices echoed through the stone. "Survive," the head elder said, "or die." The human took a slow breath. For the first time, he did not feel afraid. The dragon bride felt his decision through the bond. He would not beg. He would not run. He turned to her. "If I lose control," he said softly, "leave me." She stared at him. "No," she said. "If you burn, I burn." Something shifted in his expression. Respect. The guardian beast charged. The human raised his hand. Fire answered. Not wild. Not angry. Focused. The first beast turned to ash mid-step. The second froze, then shattered. The third hesitated. That hesitation costed everything. The ruins fell silent. Above, the elders stared in disbelief. They had made a mistake. They did not break the human. They forged him. The head elder whispered words that would soon spread across the empire. This bond has created something worse than an enemy. He swallowed. A leader. And far below the palace, standing among ashes and ancient bones, the human took his first true step toward power. When the dragon empire chose fear, the ruins burned quietly. Ash floated in the air like black snow. Broken bones of ancient beasts lay scattered across the floor, still glowing with dying fire. The human stood at the center, breathing hard, his fists slowly unclenching. He did not feel proud. He felt watched. Far above, the elders gathered again. This time, there was no shouting, no anger, only fear. "This cannot continue," one elder said. "If other dragons see this, they will follow him." The bond has changed our order, another whispered. A human is not meant to stand equal. The head elder's voice was cold. Then we remove the problem. Orders spread through the palace like poison. Kill the human. Break the bond. Silence the dragon bride. Deep below, the dragon bride felt it before the attack came. The bond tightened, sharp, warning, urgent. Move, she said. The ground exploded. Dragon hunters poured into the ruins. Elite warriors wearing anti-fire armor, carrying weapons carved with forbidden runes. These are not guards. These were executioners. The human stepped forward. I don't want to fight them, he said. You won't have a choice, she replied. The first spear flew. The dragon bride deflected it with her wing. The second pierced the stone where the human had been standing moments before. The bond flared. The human's eyes burned gold again. No more running, he said quietly. Fire wrapped around his arms. Not dragon fire, not human magic, but something in between. He moved fast. Too fast. He caught a spear midair. It melted in his hand. The executioners hesitated. That was their mistake. The human slammed his foot into the ground. A wave of heat exploded outward, knocking dragons back. Armor cracked. Weapons fell from trembling hands. Still, he did not kill them. Leave, he said. The executioners did not listen. A massive shadow dropped from above. An elder dragon. Ancient. Huge. Furious. You dare raise your hand against the Empire? The dragon roared. The human looked small before it. The dragon bride stepped forward. He is under my protection. The elder dragon laughed. Then die with him. The dragon breathed fire. The human raised his hands without thinking. The fire split. Part flowed around him. Part flowed into him. He screamed but did not fall. The dragon stopped breathing fire. Slow fear crept into its eyes. That fire, it whispered. You are taking it. The human lowered his hands. His voice was calm. Deadly. You tried to kill me while I slept, he said. You tested me like a weapon. You sent hunters instead of words. The bond pulsed. He pointed at the elder dragon. I won't bow. The dragon charged. The dragon bride felt something snap. Not break. Lock. The bond fully awakened. They moved together. She leapt into the air. He stepped forward. Fire and force met. The elder dragon was slammed into the ruins, buried under collapsed stone. Silence fell. The executioners backed away slowly. No orders came. Above them, the elders felt it. They had lost control, not just of a human, of the Empire. Messengers rushed across the stars. Whispers spread across planets. A human bound to a dragon. A human who took dragon fire. A human who stood against elders and lived. Some dragons felt fear. Others felt hope. The dragon bride turned to the human. You have started something, she said. He nodded. I know. Far away, fleets began to move. Allies. Enemies. Opportunists. The galaxy was watching now. And in the heart of the Dragon Empire, a simple human stood at the center of a storm that could burn everything, or change it forever. When the galaxy chose sides, news does not travel fast. It explodes. Across the stars, the story spread like fire through dry space lanes. A human bound to a dragon. A human who absorbed dragon fire. A human who stood against elder dragons and lived. Old enemies listened. Young species hoped. Ancient powers became afraid. In the Dragon Empire, panic replaced order. Cities locked their skies. War fleets powered up. Loyal dragons argued in the streets. Some called the human a monster. Others whispered a new word. Balance. Deep in the ruined palace, the dragon bride and the human were no longer prisoners. They were surrounded, not by chains, by eyes. Dragons watched from rooftops. Soldiers followed at a distance. No one dared touch them, but no one looked away. The human felt it. They're waiting for me to fail, he said. Yes, the dragon bride replied. Or to lead. Before he could answer, the sky darkened. 3 massive ships tore through the clouds. Foreign design, sharp angles, cold lights. Not dragon-made. Alien warships. Alarm screamed. The first ship broadcast a message across the capital. This is a peaceful arrival, a calm voice said. We request the human. Dragons roared in anger. The head elder appeared in the sky as a burning image. They have come to steal you, he told the human. Come with us. We will protect you. The dragon bride stiffened. She knew that tone. Protection meant control. The human looked at the sky, then at her. They don't want me, he said slowly. They want what I represent. The ships descended anyway. Energy weapons locked onto the city. Fear spread. The dragon bride stepped forward, wings wide. This is dragon space, she declared. Leave. The alien reply was instant. Then prepare for force. The first shot hit the outer shield. The city shook. The human felt the bond surge. Hot, sharp, demanding. He stepped ahead of the dragon bride. Stay back, he said. She grabbed his arm. You are not ready. He looked at her. I don't think I'll ever be ready. The second shot came. The human raised his hand. The blast stopped, hanging in the air. Every dragon froze. Slowly, the energy bent, twisting, folding, then collapsed into his palm. The human clenched his fist. The blast vanished. Silence. Then chaos. The alien fleet opened fire. The human walked forward. Each step cracked the air. Fire did not follow him. Gravity did. Space bent around him. He lifted both hands. The ships shook violently. Weapons failed. Engines screamed. This human is unstable, the alien voice shouted. No, the dragon bride whispered. He is deciding. The human spoke, not loudly, but clearly. This ends now. He released the energy, not as destruction, as command. The alien ships were pushed back, hard, thrown into high orbit, damaged but alive. The sky cleared. The city survived. The human dropped to one knee, exhausted. The dragon bride caught him before he fell. Dragons everywhere bowed, not to power, to choice. Far away, rulers gathered. Some feared him. Some wanted him dead. Some wanted him on their side. One truth became clear across the galaxy. The bond had created something new. Not a weapon, not a king. A turning point. And turning points always lead to war. The dragon bride looked down at the human in her arms. They will come again, she said. He opened his eyes weakly and smiled. Then this time, he said, we don't wait. Far beyond dragon space, fleets aligned. The galaxy had chosen sides, and the final decision was coming. The choice that burned the future. The galaxy held its breath. War fleets filled the dark between stars. Dragon armadas burned like moving suns. Alien forces waited in silence, weapons charged, leaders watching one small world at the center of everything. All because of one human. Inside the dragon capital, the human stood on the highest platform, looking at the sky. His body still hurt. His power felt heavy now, like a mountain resting on his chest. He never wanted this. The dragon bride stood beside him. Below them, thousands of dragons gathered. Some knelt. Some watched in fear. Some burned with anger. The elders stood apart, surrounded by guards, their faces tight and cold. The head elder stepped forward. You have become a threat to all, he said. Surrender yourself. End this before the galaxy burns. The human looked at him quietly. You bound me without my consent, he said. You tried to kill me while I slept. You turned fear into law. His voice was calm, but every word carried weight. I won't surrender, he continued. But I won't rule either. The elders frowned. What does a human know of ruling? One spat. The human turned to the crowd. I know what it means to be weak, he said. I know what it means to be used. And I know what happens when power has no mercy. The sky darkened. The fleets moved closer. The dragon bride felt the bond rise, stronger than ever. Not fire, not rage. Resolve. They're about to attack, she said softly. The human nodded. I know. The head elder raised his staff. Then you leave us no choice. The first fleet fired. The sky split open. Fire, energy, and light rushed toward the planet. The human stepped forward. He closed his eyes and let go. The bond exploded, not outward but inward. Power flowed through him, through the dragon bride, through the air itself. Time slowed. The attacks stopped mid-flight. Frozen. Every weapon, every blast, every flame. The galaxy watched in silence. The human opened his eyes. This is the end of old fear, he said. He raised one hand. The attacks vanished. Not redirected. Not destroyed. Erased. The fleets stopped firing. Some powered down. Some retreated. Some simply waited. The elders fell to their knees. This power, the head elder whispered. You could destroy us. The human looked at him. Yes, he said, but I won't. He turned to the dragon bride. She looked back at him. No chains, no duty, no command between them. Only choice. What will you do? She asked. He faced the galaxy. I will walk away from thrones, he said. I will break force bonds. And I will stand between empires when they forget mercy. The bond flared one last time. Then it settled. Balanced. The dragon bride spread her wings. I stand with him, she said. Not as a ruler. Not as a weapon. As a partner. The galaxy heard those words. And history changed. The fleets slowly pulled back. War did not come that day. But something else did. Hope. The human and the dragon bride walked away from the platform together. Not above the world, but within it. Behind them, the elders' age ended. Ahead of them, the future waited. And across the stars, one truth echoed forever. Never force a human into chains. Because when humans rise by choice, even dragons must follow.